Welcome to the ServerJockey Command Line Interface guide. In this guide, I will show some features of the CLI and how to use it. Currently, I'm logged into a Zombox, which is the VirtualBox distribution of ServerJockey. So to start, I'll run the CLI program, which is called ServerJockey _cmd.pyz. I'll use the -h option to view the help. So at the top of the help is all of the options. And when you run this, you supply a list of tasks or a list of commands. So tasks are admin operations. You usually run these with sudo so that to run properly. There are also commands, and the commands are not run with sudo. These are operations which interact with the ServerJockey system. To begin with some tasks, there is an upgrade task, which will download and install the latest version of ServerJockey. An uninstall task. This will uninstall ServerJockey as well as remove the default service user and delete the home directory of that user, so it's a complete uninstall. There's also add user. This will create a new ServerJockey service user, so you can create separate services. So, for example, if you wanted to run your Factorio instances in a separate service of ServerJockey, you could create a separate service user. You will need to use sudo, add user, name and port. So we'll give the user a name of Factorio and a port that's different from the default port. That's now created the new ServerJockey service and started it. And we can now view the service status. Service status. So this will be the default service, ServerJockey service. So we can see that it's running there. Now to see the one we've created, we'll have to specify the user. So with the -u command, we'll say Factorio. And as you can see here, it's another instance of ServerJockey running on port 6166. And it's also installing Steam CMD in the background. So I'll just show the help again. There are other service commands here. So you can start, restart, and stop the ServerJockey service, enable and disable. If it's enabled, it will automatically start when the machine starts. If it's disabled, it won't. So I can just stop one of these services. So I will stop the default service. Task service stop. That stops the default service. Now I can delete the Factorio service that I created. So if I home directory, you will see it's got the sjgms, which is the default ServerJockey service user, and the Factorio one I created. So now I can delete the Factorio one. Now we can see the Factorio user is gone. And if I Got to look at the server status for the Factorio service. It's not found because it's no longer there. So that's completely removed. So now on to commands. One useful command is to show token. Now -C for command. Now you may remember before I shut the service down. So when you run the CLI running commands and the ServerJockey service is not working, you'll get an error. Also, if you just run the command without any tasks or commands, you'll get that error. And you'll also get a 1 return code too. So I'll start the service back up. Tasks, service, start. So I'll just run it without parameters. Works fine. Okay. Now if we show token, we will see the web app URL and the login token. Other commands that report on the service system. So this takes a second or two to run because it's getting the CPU. So this is all the system information. Port will show all of the instances. Modules, all the supported game server types. And all of the instances that are on this service. For commands that are directed to a particular instance, you use the use command followed by the name. So Project Zomboid instance is called PZ. So I'm saying here use PZ. And to get status for that instance, we can just type in server. Another neat trick, you use the -N option to suppress the logging. So it only shows you the output. You can then use the command line, say grep out particular things that you want. So in this case, I can just get the state value. So now let's try starting the server with the server start command. And what we'll do, there's another command here called logtail -f, which will follow the log and output it for us. So this is all of the console output from the server as it starts. So after fast forwarding the video to the end of the startup, the server is all started. Now to end tailing the console log, hold Control and hit C. So that will send the signal interrupt to stop that. So I'll just go back to the help. There are many more commands here. I won't show how all of them are used. They are similar to the commands available on Discord. You can create instances, install game servers, start, restart, stop the server, set the auto mode, view the number of players and their player names. You can send console commands, broadcast messages to players in game, create backups of the world and the game server. You can wipe the runtime, wipe the world, etc. You can also get it to just simply sleep and stop and for a few seconds, print messages. There's also these exit commands. So these are conditionals. If the condition of the command is met, no more commands will be processed in the list. So for example, using the Project Zomboid server, exit uptime less than 60. So as you can see, it did not exit because the uptime of the server is longer than 60 seconds. Put 10,000 seconds, it will exit so that it doesn't print the hey to the command line. So you can use this to do basic logic control, such as if the server has no players on it, you can shut the server down. So that's it.